Hello there, my name's Dante, and I like to find out about what people eat in different countries. Here, I'm going to tell you some facts about French food. Did you know that in France, before you start eating a meal, it's usual for everyone to say bon appétit? This means have a good appetite. In other words, you're wishing everyone a good appetite so that they'll really enjoy their meal.
Bon appétit.
Bon appétit.
Now, it's well known that certain foods are eaten in France that aren't so popular in other countries, such as snails, known in French as les escargots, also horse meat, known as la viande de cheval, and frog's legs, les cuisses de grenouille. This actually means frog's thighs. Let's talk a bit about French bread. The French word for bread is le pain. The most well-known French bread is called la baguette, meaning the little stick or the wand. It's a long loaf, 5 or 6 centimeters wide and usually about 65 centimeters in length. And guess what? The baguette is officially recognized as an important part of French culture. It's included on the UNESCO list of intangible cultural heritage. The French name for this list is Le patrimoine culturel immatériel de l'humanité. What a great achievement for a loaf of bread. Do you know that there are only 4 ingredients included in the preparation of les baguettes? Flour, water, salt and yeast, nothing more. And to buy some bread in France, you go to la boulangerie. A thin version of la baguette is called une ficelle. This means a string. Bread rolls are called les petits pains, meaning the little breads. Now let's talk about breakfast. The French word for breakfast is le petit déjeuner. It literally translates as the little lunch. In France, you can dip un croissant or another pastry such as un pain au chocolat into a milky drink at breakfast time. The word croissant actually means the shape of a crescent. And do you know that les croissants actually started in Austria? There are various legends about the origin of le croissant. According to one story, centuries ago, the Austrian and Turkish soldiers were engaged in battle. Someone asked a chef, who happened to be French, to prepare something that would commemorate the battle. The chef decided to create a crescent-shaped pastry representing the Turkish emblem. When the chef returned home to France, he continued to make his crescent-shaped pastries, and they became very popular in France. This type of pastry is referred to as la viennoiserie, meaning pastry that's made in the style of Vienna, the capital city of Austria. Let's now move on to the very important subject of French cheeses. It is said that France produces at least 365 different cheeses. Can you believe that's a different French cheese for every day of the year? French cheese is grouped into 8 categories known as the 8 cheese families, or as they say in French, les 8 familles de fromage. These 8 categories are 1. Fresh cheese, or as it's called in French, le fromage frais. Number 2 is soft cheese. In French, this is le fromage à pâte molle. It has a natural rind called une croûte fleurie. Number 3 is, again, soft cheese, but this time with a washed rind called une croûte lavée. Categories 4 and 5 are both about hard cheese, le fromage à pâte pressée. There are 2 types, cooked and uncooked. Number 6 is goat's cheese. In French, that's le fromage de chèvre. That just leaves the final 2 categories, blue cheese and processed cheese. Blue cheese in French is called le fromage à pâte persillée. This actually means cheese that looks like it has parsley in it. The last cheese to mention is processed cheese. In French, it's called le fromage fondu. Fondu means melted because a combination of cheeses are melted and blended together. So, now you've met the 8 cheese families. Okay, let's move on. It's time to talk about something sweet, a traditional cake that's eaten in France on the 6th of January. This date is l'Épiphanie. It is also known as la fête des rois, the feast day of the kings. The cake that is eaten on this day is called la galette des rois, meaning the king's cake. It's round and made of puff pastry, and it has a paper crown sitting on top. And hidden somewhere inside the cake, there is a lucky charm called une fève. Une fève actually means a bean. And no doubt you're wondering why on earth this lucky charm is called a bean. Well, a long time ago, the lucky trinket was in fact a dried bean. Times have changed. Nowadays, the lucky trinket is a colourful little porcelain figurine. If you are the lucky person who finds the fève in your slice of cake, then you will be the king or the queen for the rest of the day. Sounds like fun. Well, thanks for listening to the first part of my podcast on French food. I'll be back soon with the second part. I hope you'll join me then. See you soon. À bientôt.